Hello, mobsters. This is the boss of bosses coming to you today with a status update video. Lots to cover. It's likely going to be a long video. It's been a while since I have made one for you guys. Been super busy. The summer has been a lot going on. Me and my wife, we bought a new house. We moved. So we've had a lot going on with that. That's kept us extremely busy. The move-in process took a lot longer and took a lot more effort than I planned for. Nothing crazy, nothing additional, just bad judgment on how long it was going to take to get certain things done. So that took a lot of time. Our situation before we moved was a little bit hard. Things had changed. I wasn't able to have an area where I could actually set my stuff up and actually record these videos for you guys. So that's why it's been so long. But now I'm finally situated, finally got everything pretty much under control in the new place, got my office set up now with all the stuff I need to be able to make these videos. So my goal is to be making these as often as I can. I don't know if I'll do weekly because if there's not a lot going on and a lot of updates, I don't want to just make filler videos that really don't have much content. So we'll see. It might be a bi-weekly thing that I do now. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. So yeah, let's get right into it. We'll cover some of the stuff that has been changed, major changes since basically the last video. The first one was the new war system, which unfortunately, since it's been implemented, has not been tested yet to see, what you guys think. I'm hoping come January it will be getting used. But we'll see. Time will tell. I think the new system is better in a lot of different ways because now it's not this huge time crunch where you have to be on at all times because you got to catch them, turf raiding, and that's the only way to survive. And so I've tried to make wars not so time restrictive and make it where it's basically like your daily attacks. You got to get your daily attacks in. Now you just have a few more attacks that you need to get out during the day. So that is the goal, is to try and add this to be a lot more fun, and that way we can get more wars going on. The game is set up with hopefully the controls of wars happening and then people dying and losing some stats, and then they have new targets to go for. And this all gets better when the game starts to grow, which I have, some big plans for the game growing. But if you have a whole selection of people that you can pick from to attack, then you can turf raid more. And then if you do die or someone else dies, now they might be in your range to actually attack, or now you might have new targets because you've died and you have different stats now. So it kind of keeps the game like balanced with keeping stats to a certain degree, and it keeps things a little bit interesting because now you're going to be attacking different people. You're going to be flying to possibly different cities to do your attacks now. So yeah, I want to test out the war. So we'll see how that goes. The next season for bootlegging will be, or not bootlegging, but the next season it will be a war season. And so where bootlegging ranking system is based on how many cases you deliver, the next season will be about war. So it'll be war wins. So how many war wins do you get? The family with the most war wins that season, and then that family has their Don become the boss of bosses, and that family basically gets that prestige benefit there. So so hopefully in the next season when war is the main thing, hopefully we'll have wars kicking off. I do have some plans in mind for war. I want to take like similar concepts of like what the events have and make that be an option for war. So what I'm thinking is once war is triggered, initiated, you got that 24 hours or like up to 24 hours time frame from when war will kick off. Now wars will be at reset. The two families can pick from a list of options. And I'm thinking like, you do like the Valentine's Day event massacre. You got capture the flag. You've got the egg hunt, basically for that Easter event. Let's see what other ones that were like team based. Maybe even zombies, like any of the events, like taking any of that and then making it a family versus family aspect as an option is my goal. So that way you can change it up. You don't have to do the straightforward war. You can do a different kind of war. And but both Dons would have to pick the same one. So the Dons would have to talk and be like, all right, what kind of special war would you want? If they can't agree, they vote for different special wars, then it'll just be a standard normal war. So that will be coming probably during the winter time. I'll probably be working on that one. So to add in making wars even more exciting, it'll actually probably take place after the season. So the next season will start January 1st and it'll run for 2 months, and then there'll be the month downtime, and then bootlegging will start. So yeah, so talking about bootlegging is currently going on, and I like it, and I think it was a good addition to the game. I like the concept of it. There's definitely some things that are going to be changed for the next time. So for the payouts and your rankings, it's going to be it's not based on like who got first, second, or third. As you can see, Zerilli's way in. They've got this in the bag. They're getting first, so they're going to earn, guaranteed. They're going to be the ones that earn the boss of bosses title and the special perks for being the boss of bosses. Then the actual payouts from the event is going to be based on how many cases you sold, like brackets. So I haven't quite set up what I want the limits to be, the brackets. So it's going to be maybe, like, just for an example, like every 10,000 cases is a new bracket. So if you earn up to the next bracket, then you get those rewards, and then to get to the next tier, you got to get, say, the next 10,000. So if we go like 10,000, Tone's at 20,000, so they'd have gotten into the second bracket. Really would have gotten into like the sixth one, and the higher you go in the brackets, the bigger the payout is. So you can earn more and more by getting further ahead into the total cases. So you get higher brackets, better rewards. So the more time you put in, the better your rewards. But the rewards are going to be like this monstrous thing. It's not going to be these huge payouts. It's just a prize for playing and getting as far as you did. Kind of similar to events, but the payouts will be that much more. They will be more than events, because the events are side things. They don't really impact the game or whatever, but these seasons do impact the game. It is gameplay for your character. So they will have, that difference. They will have a higher payout than that, but it's still not gonna be anything too crazy. Don't want to offset the game and imbalance it. So some of the downsides to the event, it was the idea for the event was to kind of make it like rounds when the rounds first started. So any of you who played during the round time know what I'm going to be talking about. It's like you'd start off, you get your family going, and everyone's trying to do their jobs. Everyone's kicking up their money to the Don, so that way they can buy their first, they get their first district, and then they'd be saving up for their second one, and then their third and fourth and fifth, and like just keep expanding, trying to grow their empire and get in that wealth. So that was what this was supposed to be like. Like you get your first one, all right, now the family's saving up for the second one, and then all right, you got the second one, now the family's saving up for the third one, and so on and so forth. And then this one, as we can see, so we're almost done. We were 1 month down into the event, and we got a few more weeks left of the season, and every family only needed one plot. So things are going to be changed. How quickly the distilleries produce will be getting reduced. I do plan on upping the delivery amount to 50. I'm going to be playing around with the demands for each city and seeing what should be an equivalence, because also the goal was to maximize whatever city you're currently in, and then basically have a family want to create a distillery in another city completely. So maybe it take all 5 to get there to max this out yourself, or maybe it'd only take a few and then you could kind of move on and go to a different city, so that way maybe someone else might want to go into Cleveland and get the distilleries built up there. Because obviously the deliveries at times is all based on where you're going. So if you're in the same city, it's 3 minutes. That's what everyone basically did this entire time. Once they figured out, like once it got started, because unfortunately I didn't get to create a video explaining how the event was, what it was going to be like, what are some good strategies just up front. So everyone was kind of delivering everywhere. And then once they realized like what the gameplay was like, then everyone basically just started making deliveries to their own city. So that's what I'm going to try and tackle and see if there's anything I can do to change that, and make it where, like, all right, once I've maxed out, say like I max out Kansas, I then go to, maybe I want to go to like Chicago, or maybe I want to go to maybe like New York City, because New York City's close to Philly, Providence. There's a lot of cities right there. So then you can, once you got that, then your delivery time might be like 5 minutes to the other cities. So then that way you're actually getting some traveling in and hitting up a bunch of different cities. So, but the goal is to try and set this up where once you get your first plot filled, you get them to at least level 10 on each of your distills. Then you are pursuing on getting your next plot, but it's going to be a money crunch. The whole point of this event, and what I was trying to accomplish, was getting that grind for money, like rounds used to be, where you got to save up for the next one. Like you can't just go bing 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 and just buy everything you need right off the rip. I knew this one would be potentially different. It wasn't set. I missed the numbers. It produced way too much and didn't quite accomplish what I was looking for. But I thought that this one, if it accomplished what I thought, I thought this one would be kind of like a deplete our bank accounts a little bit, and then we'd be good to go of having a grind maybe towards the end, or at least the next season. So the idea is to basically, like, we save up all this money. Like, my account has a ton of money that I have nothing to do with. I got 47 million here, and then 6 million in the family bank. So I've got over 50 million that just sitting around doing nothing. Like, everyone has housing. Even housing doesn't cost too much. All the businesses are maxed. So that's 50 million that, like, I could have spent on this. And the more money you spend into this, then the more you're going to be able to produce, which hopefully puts your family in the lead. So this event, this season, was supposed to accomplish using up money that we have no use for, giving it a use, and then making that basically like the go-to, like the driving force of what's going to make a family successful is how rich are they. And then, because the richest family should win the bootlegging event, and you need to be active. So it's going to be activity and the richest. Because if you just produce a bunch of stuff but you have no one making deliveries, then you're not gonna get your sales and get your total case count. Future updates, I want to add some more stuff to make it a little bit more exciting. So it's not just so repetitive for the 2 months. I want to try and look at adding in potentially like cops chasing after you, trying to, stop your distills, possibly adding in where families can attack other families' distills and trying to sabotage them so they get set back. Looking at possibly having cars that you can upgrade, and then you can upgrade like the engine, make it faster, or do different upgrades, so that way, like, all right, so if you're in the same city and it takes 3 minutes, maybe now with their upgrades it takes 2.5 minutes, or it takes 2 minutes if you got like all these upgrades or whatever. So then the people who spent money on upgrading their cars will then be better for the family. They'll be able to make more deliveries because their times are a lot shorter. So those are some of the major updates that I definitely want to do for the next time. Just to, again, try and just keep it interesting, keep it fun. the grind was missing, so that took away some of the fun. And then there wasn't too much going on competition wise, so it did miss the mark a little bit. But I had fun with the event. I still enjoyed it. It seemed like most people did enjoy it. Activity did go up during this from releasing it. It just needs some tweaks, some changes, and then hopefully it'll just continue to get better. So those will be implemented next time. So I think what I'm going to do for these seasons is kind of like what I did with the rounds again, is once the season starts, unless things need to get fixed, I will release the season as is, and there won't be any changes to it. So however it is, that's how it will be for the 2 months. And I'll just make notes and take any comments, any suggestions from you guys, and then implement those changes for the next season. Just like I was originally going to change the quantity from 20 to 50 early on, but I didn't have internet for 2 weeks, two weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I didn't even have internet at the house when we first moved, so getting anything done for the game became literally impossible. There was a lot of things that got screwed up in our moves that literally delayed a lot of this. So I didn't get to it in time, and by the time I could have got to it, I decided that it's best to just leave the season as is and just make changes for the next time. So yeah, that's the most recent updates, the big updates that have happened in the last few months. I was hoping to get the zombie event up and running this month, but it did need some changes from last year, and some tweaks to it to get it to work successfully. And I just didn't have time with the move and then the changes or the fixes that needed to happen in the bootlegging event. Right when it first started, there was a lot of issues that were missed, and I didn't see in any of my testing because I'm a solo person playing. So a lot of the issues came about when multiple people were playing and trying to do the event. So some things like that happen. So the next thing that I think I'm going to work on, that I plan to work on, is I'm going to work on the December event. I'm going to skip November because we're already, today's November 7th, and I don't have a ton of time right now. I'm going to try and find time, but I think I would just rather spend the time working on December's event instead of trying to cram and rush out November's. I'll just skip November's this year, and I'll create it for next year, because there wasn't a November event already even created, so I had to create something from new. Just like in September, I didn't have anything created. I had to create something from new, and with everything going on with the moving, I just didn't have time. And then December is going to be a new event. Still in December, we'll still have Santa. Starting December 1st, Santa will be back, and you guys will be able to attack Santa for presents. And then on Christmas, you'll be able to open up those presents and get whatever you earned. So Santa will be there, but then there will be a December event as well, and that one is the capture. It's called Capture the Boss Ring, but it's basically like Capture the Flag. So if you've ever played any first-person shooters or anything like that where it's capture the flag, that's basically what that one's going to resemble, is playing off capturing the flag, but it'll be capture the boss ring. So I'm going to work on that, and then I want to finish the chat system. Most likely in the upcoming week or so, I am going to probably remove the family chat from the game for now, because it's not really working properly, and no one, at least my family, isn't using, because it's not working correctly. It's inconvenient to even try and use it. So I'm going to pull it back, just hide it from the game for now, and then I'm going to work on finishing and finalizing it. My goal is to have it basically have it be down here. It'll be in your page, always at the bottom, so you don't have to go to a different link to it. It'll always be down here. I'm hoping to be able to get it to where it highlights if there's a new message that you haven't seen, so you don't have to just constantly check it. You'll just check it when it's highlighted, basically. So that's the two next features that I want to work on. I think getting a chat system is huge for the game. Being able to talk to your family members and creating those bonds and that friendship, and then just giving you something to do too. Like having people to talk to will help keep the game more interesting. And family mail is good for sending it out for everyone specific, but if you're just looking to, kill some time or just get to know people and enjoy having conversations with people who like a game just like you do, like a chat system is necessary. Um, then I'm going to be focusing on trying to continue to improve the game on a fun level. Um, I want to add more stuff into the game, especially like, what you'd call like final game, late game type stuff. So that way there's still something to strive towards. There's something to go for. Because right now, like everyone basically has all their stats, and you don't really need to do your attacks besides for the family objective. You don't need your stats any higher because they're already as high as you need them. A lot of people just basically are attacking the bots. So I do want to address all those types of issues. I want to look at the attacking system and see if there's any way I can make that a little bit smoother, a little bit more, I don't know, attractive to attack other players and make it a little bit more lenient to attack other players. So that way it um, provides a chance of actually being able to do stuff and want players to do things. So, maybe I'll just widen the gap of like, how far can stats be different from one another. So that way it's just a little bit more feasible and not such a tight, narrow window to open that up. Because attacking and turf rating is like so crucial. If everyone in your family was actually turf rating and getting their attacks off on people successfully, your family would be flying up in family points. And family points is the number one currency in the game. Money, even with bootlegging, only can accomplish so much. The biggest number one thing that everyone should be striving for is getting as much family points as possible, because those are the things that will make things better for your family. Allow you to get another district, allow you to get be able to take more drugs, like, and then I have other things that will be going into family perks that I will be building into the game. So, more increased inventory. There's just so much that you could increase and make things easier for your family by getting those family points. So I'm going to be looking at that. I'm going to look at adding in a bet system where you can challenge someone else in the game, and if they accept, like, you challenge them to like, all right, I'm going to do this many small, or you're not going to say you're doing a number, but what you're going to challenge them to do, like say more small jobs than them, or make more money than them, or get all your attacks in successfully. So, well, I get 15 attacks in, you'll challenge someone, and if they accept, you'll bet whatever you want. Cash. I might even throw in like being able to bet with your Omerta points. Like, all right, I bet you 5 Omerta points that I'll do more small jobs than you today. Or during the bootlegging season, if it's during this season, I'm going to do more deliveries than you. Just because then you got that fun challenge of trying to one up someone during that day. So if someone accepts it like at reset, then the challenge starts, and then you have the 24 hours to see who wins. And if it's a tie, then no one wins anything. But if the winner, if it's not a tie and someone wins, the loser basically it'll automatically pay them whatever the bet was. Take 5 Omerta and send it over to them, or say you bet 100K, it'll send 100K cash to them. So something fun. It's something that I myself and Tommy Egan did with bootlegging. I was trying to catch up to him, and he realized that like I was getting more active because I finally got internet and I was finally logging in. And my goal was to try and beat him. And as soon as he realized that I was trying to beat him, then we started talking smack to each other. And basically then it became a challenge, and we were just on nonstop trying to outdo the other one. So it just made it that much more fun doing the same thing. But now we had like this goal, this thing to try and rub in the other one's face and beat them. So I'm going to be trying to add that in. I'm going to be looking at adding in achievements, things to like go after. So long-term goals for players like most of us who haven't died or even been playing for a long period of time, like something to like try and strive toward getting like all the achievements. And then I'm going to be looking at the businesses. I do plan on changing the businesses. They don't quite work the way I want them to. People only need one district. Like I'm at a point where um, I've got, where am I? Oh, I think I'm traveling. Yep, traveling, but I'm in Kansas now. So there we go. So I've got 3 of my businesses are taken, and I've got only one of them is produces items, and that's all I needed. My family doesn't do too many big jobs, but even when we were, one business usually can do enough production so where we can all accept our jobs no problem. The other 2 are just cash. So like obviously the businesses are broken. Like you should need more businesses to produce what you should have. Um, so I'm going to be changing that. Then I'm going to be changing how businesses work and the stealing aspect. Um, Businesses will most likely be a standalone thing, and I'll be taking away being able to steal businesses and then put that into something else. I don't know what that is yet. I have a couple of rough ideas in my mind, but I do want to keep underbosses being able to steal something, be able to intimidate their way into something of another family's, but I don't want it to be businesses. I think I'm going to change that and make businesses be a standalone thing. So that's what I'm going to try and work on as well, try and change that up so that way it's a little bit more effective. So families do want to grow. They do want another district. They do want, those things to help them. And hopefully, it helps with the market. Cause right now, like, I mean, I haven't used the market in forever. Most of these are $100. So they've been sitting there for so long that they're not worth anything. Um, I don't know what every family is doing, but like I haven't personally bought anything from the black market in probably like 6-8 months. I produce everything I need, so then that doesn't make this very useful. So and that's because there are no influx of new players. There's no anything new of people needing to do something, of not being able to produce their own stuff. So I'm gonna change the businesses, make it where it's a little bit more of like you really need your businesses. You really need to expand to really get ahead and get what you want. Um, I'm most likely going to also change businesses in the cash production and make that a little bit better because the cash doesn't really pay out very well. Players guide businesses. Yeah, cash business. So like I'm gonna be upping this, most likely changing this of what this multiplier is here. Because if you got oh no, not that one. This is the one. So right now it's just 5 times whatever your business score is, and like I basically done nothing but increase my business. So I have 314 in my business stat, and I don't really. I mean, I only have 2 cash businesses, but 314. That's close to a year of basically working on one stat and increasing it, and I go and collect, and it's 16,000. So it's too small of a value. So I'm going to be looking at upping that to get that a little bit better. So those are things, and then I'm going to be looking at everything as a whole and see what next new feature or whatever it's called, but adding other stuff to do in the game to make it more fun. Maybe more stuff in the casino, or just another features kind of like this bootlegging. There was its own little entity that added into the game. I'm going to be trying to find something that like bootlegging, like something that's mafia related, that the mafia, that's how they made their money, or that's what they did, to add in just another element that adds into like trying to make the game a little bit as real as possible, even though it is a game. So obviously it's not going to be perfect to real life, because if it was, then it wouldn't be very fun. You go out and you get killed, you're dead. All right, start all over, create new character, or you can't play anymore. So it is a game. So we got just things will be themed based off of like the mafia, to make it as much fun as we can. So That's gonna be the goal, is just try and add more stuff that makes this as fun as possible for us, gives us stuff to always do, so we're never bored. We always there's something to achieve for, something to grow towards, something to do for fun, that's intriguing and challenging, because if it's too easy, then it's not any fun. So I love games that have a little bit of a grind aspect, where you got to grind your way, and that's what, some of the features in this game are resemblance, like the family points. Like, that's a complete grind. Like, you're grinding that out, and the longer your family's around, then the more family points you potentially have gained, and you'll have better perks than if a family just started. And same with like bootlegging, that was supposed to be a grind. Again, I missed the mark, but stuff like that. Definitely going to keep working on the game, listen to your guys' feedback. um Obviously the game, so I mean, that covers everything else. So then, just like the status of the game, will be what I end this one on. So obviously the game has shrunk. The game has lost players. It's continuously, basically since it started, it spiked up and was growing really, really well, and then it just started going downhill. Um, and I know why. I am fully well aware of the issues and things that are wrong with the game, that makes it where it's not as enjoyable after you played for a bit. Um, it's never going to go to rounds. Um, I got to keep saying that because it keeps getting brought up. But I just need to find ways to make it where it's still challenging. And right now it's not. There's nothing to really work towards. There's not too much to do. Like, family points again is like the challenging thing, but like, we all have a ton of money. We all have a ton of stats. We don't have anything to really work towards. There's not really any, besides your daily objective, there's not really any reason to spend time attacking. And then, with the money and even bootlegging, like, if we don't have a purpose for our money to spend it on, then there's no point in really working towards that. So I'm going to try and get that done, where we have more to do. But so I have, when it comes to the game, I'm going to, now that I'm all fully set up, everything's running, I've got my space now, I'm going to get right back into how I was before, and trying to work on the game every single day, or at least, like, 5 times out of the week. Like, I want to be working on the game, to make those changes, make things better, and really be there. And the summer, like, it really dropped off because people get busy during the summer. And also, I wasn't very active. I wasn't around. I wasn't engaging. And, if that isn't happening, like, that definitely plays a factor. I feel like if I'm not making videos, I'm not doing stuff to get you guys engaged, missed a bunch of events for the months, that the events always spike interest, always spike activity, and I missed a bunch of those. So, like, my goal is to get back on track, get on top of things, and be present and be available to work on the game, and make sure that we have fun content all the time, and then add new stuff as well. So I'm also going to be starting to stream on Twitch. I have been getting that set up and working out the details of getting that done. So I will be starting to stream on Twitch. I'm hoping this week I actually start. There's some issues with the internet from when it did get set up. I'm not getting the speeds that I signed up for. So they're actually coming this week on Tuesday to look at that, get that hopefully fixed, I hope. And then I plan on starting the stream this week. And I'm gonna stream different games. It's one of the first games I'm gonna play is like Call of Duty Warzone, but I'm gonna stream other games that I enjoy to play that I normally don't have time to play. I'm going to stream those. I'm also going to stream Mafia Omerta. I'm thinking maybe every time I do stream, I think I'm gonna either start my stream with it or end my stream with it. Just showing it off, explaining how to play, and trying to, as I build up an audience and followers and friends on Twitch, that they're interested in playing a game that I've created. So that's one of the ways I'm going to start advertising and getting the game out there. I'm gonna, now that I'm back on the saddle, I'm also gonna be looking at other ways that I can get the game out there and try and draw in new players. It's hard for a small game to grow because people check it out. They see that no one's playing, like no one's ever online, or there's not too many people in the game, and they see that as a red flag or just not fun for them because it's going to be hard to have that social aspect of a game. So, but once it gets going, I'm hoping it does take off. But you guys can find me on Twitch. My Twitch name is Mafia Omerta, all one word. So if if any of you use Twitch, you can follow me there, and I'll be streaming there. Um, again, trying to get my game out there to a new audience. My name was Mafia Omerta. On my page I made it very clear that I've made this game. So the whole drive is to try and bring this game out to people's attention, to other gamers, and then hopefully it does help the game grow. So I have been talking about it, and I have had some new people sign up for the game, and they've joined my family, but it doesn't look like they are sticking around. But it's not a game for everyone. So some are going to check it out, some are going to leave. Hopefully, I can at least get a couple people to stay and then just keep building on that. But my goal is to really start to grow this game. That's my number one focus. I want the game to finally start to grow and not be declining. So I'm going to be working on those things to try and make the game better, more fun, more enjoyable. And then I'm going to be working on getting the game out there to more and more people, so we can get this game bigger. Because the more people, then the more fun this is going to be, hands down. You have more targets, we'll have more people to war against, we'll have more people to talk to, we'll have more people that we're competing against, so help drive competition a little bit. So yeah, that's where we're at. And I just want a reminder for people that this game is what I envision to be fun, what I find fun, and what I want the game to be and represent. And that might be different from your viewpoint of what you think is fun or what you might think is the trajectory or the direction that the game should take. It doesn't mean that you're wrong or you're right or I'm wrong or right. It just means we have different opinions and visions for what this game should be. So just keep that in mind. Keep it respectful when you have ideas and things that you think are wrong with the game. At the end of the day, I listen to everyone. I listen to every single comment that I get. Sometimes I like them and I think it is a good fit for the game, a good change or a good new feature, and I add it. Other times, I review it and I just don't think it fits in with my vision for the game. So, doesn't mean I didn't listen to you. Doesn't mean I didn't respect your input, but it just means that I just didn't think it was, a good fit for Mafia Omerta. At least at that time, things change. Always trying to look to improve. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening to me basically ramble on about the game and everything that's gone on. The next one will be a lot shorter. I won't have to cover as much. Yeah, so thank you for playing Mafia Omerta. Even if this, it's a one-time try, you tried it out, wasn't for you, I still appreciate it. For those that have been playing for as long as you have, some of you for years, I appreciate that you play my game. That's all I want to do, is I want to create a game that's fun and that others find fun as well. So yeah, thank you for playing, and I hope you guys all have a good one. I will talk to you later. Bye bye now.